Alright, we got the Dension box here. It's actually a very pretty box. Probably the nicest looking unit I've ever seen. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to grab the left side over here. You're going to unplug it. There's just a little cap to keep dust from getting in there. You're going to grab this cable and plug it into the left side. The tab, there's a notch. Alright, then the power cable is going to be over here on the left. Alright, the USB extension. Here. The AUX box goes over here. And then the iPod cable, we're going to save it for last, goes over here because it's so tight. Okay. Now I did it up here for ease of show, but actually this, when you do it, you might want to do it down below. Alright, now I have all this up here. Just shove it down there. And it's just going to fall down there. Alright. It's a little messy, but alright. At this point, you just take the CD changer, plug it back in. Always take out the CD changer. CD's out of the CD before you do anything. The reason being is if you press a button, this thing is sideways, the CDs will get jammed up. So I know not to do it, and I always take the risk, but I'm telling you, the reason I know not to do it is because I did it once. Alright, just plugged in the CD changer. Now push it back in, just enough so you can close the door. You don't want to lock it in because you still want to, in case for whatever reason it doesn't work. Alright, now that's closed, turn it on, test it, make sure everything works fine. And then put it back together. I'm going to show you where I mount this unit. It's not a hard mount to do, but it's a little tricky. Directly behind this glove box, there's a big plastic thing, I want to say about this big, with loops in it. That it has holes and everything. And what I do is I grab one of these long zip ties and I wrap it around the Dension unit, around the plastic, and it holds it up against the back wall. If you really want to get daring, I've done it before. You get a really long screw gun, you can screw it into it. It just, honestly, it takes way too long for me to do it, and then if I ever have to take it out, instead of cutting it, I have to get these screws out. So we just zip tie it to that thing. Let me figure out how to show you that, and we'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to dive under the dashboard and show you where I mount it. Just bear with me because it's not really an easy thing to show. Alright, if you look right here, that's the bottom of the dashboard flush. You can actually see this nut if you just look right now. Actually, no, it's covered by the plastic usually. Alright, but if you look down here, see that big plastic grid and plenty of room up there? That's where I usually mount it to, because I'm not 100% sure, but I think, let me feel it out. Okay. Alright, I definitely go through this hole, maybe this hole, and no, it's these two holes right here, but the thing is, because of the proximity to the bottom over here, all the cables have to be facing up, and then this is the back of the unit that gets wrapped up around here. If you can get it up here, that's fine too, but getting a zip tie that long is usually kind of hard. Yeah, let me see if I can show you. That's it, that big grid is where I mount it to. Like I said, if you take out the glove box chain, you can actually screw into that. Just make sure you don't use long screws. Screwing is actually really nice. It's just as a shop, it doesn't make any sense because zip tie holds it just as good. But I know some of you guys out there are a little, let's just say, fanatical. Trust me, so am I on certain things. But yeah, that's it. Alright, so I'm going to go back here and show you how it's done. See, that's zip tied right there. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it wiggles, but it's not going anywhere. You could actually double side tape it if you want to be really completely, but this ain't going to make any noise or anything. I wouldn't recommend going into these holes, even though it's more, but what happens then if you go into these holes, it could slide off the side. This actually holds it perfectly. Now, all you have to do now is bundle up all these wires and put everything back together. Alright, we're just finishing up. All you're going to do is bundle up some wires. These are the power wires here. Just grab them. These ain't cooperating. They're not cooperating. Alright, I'm going to use a zip tie. Zip ties are better because tape, when a car gets warm, it gets all gooey. But you can use tape. It's not like... It only gets gooey when you go to take it off. I just like using zip ties better. Alright, the iPod cable doesn't need to be tucked because it's so small that it doesn't have to. This is the power wire, and now these two wires are for the auxiliary and the USB. Just do the same thing with them. Try to tuck them up as close as you can. See, like this is right here. That's enough. I mean, you could really go super crazy and zip tie them to the frame up there and stuff, but you know, we're not trying to be perfect here. We're just trying to get a job done. Alright, so that goes right there. I just tucked them up. This just goes right back in the way it came out. Just line up all the clips. Oops, actually. Alright, see that's there. And then now you have the AUX and USB right there out of the way. But if you want to use them, it's right there. Oh, also just remember, put this screw back in.